All right, everybody. Today we want to talk about the circle theorem. Okay, so maybe we'll have to draw a circle here and with a center O and a chord. A chord is a line that divides a circle into two segments. Okay, a chord can form anywhere. It can form here and it can also form from the center of the circle. And when this happens, we call it a diameter. All right. So, is that a good spelling? Okay. So any line that comes from the center of the circle and attempts to divide a chord into two equal parts, okay, like this line is doing, the theory is saying that there is going to be a 90-degree angle formed on the line, okay? So maybe you may have to let's say the length of this chord here, A and B, is 8. So this line may have succeeded in dividing it into 4 and the 4, okay? So maybe they tell us the length of the line is 3. So you can use these numbers to find the radius of the circle, and it is going to give you 5 if you use Pythagoras theorem. So we may want to go to the next one, and what is it? So maybe we have something like this. We are going to define some important things about this line here today. So maybe here is A and here is B and here is C, right? So A in this note is called the apex point, okay? Apex points. And the B and C are called the end points, okay? So this is an apex point because it produced two lines to two different parts of the circumference, okay? It can produce more lines. Apex points are the points that produce these lines, where the end points will always have at least one line that will terminate at the center. Okay, you can see the lines of the end points terminate at the center. Now, what this theory is saying is that an angle that is produced at the apex point, if it is x, that means the angle that will be produced by the two endpoints to the center will be x times 2. Okay, so it will be 2 times x. So we may want to solve a question to help you understand this clearly. So let's give ourselves an example. You have a center of circle here and you have something like this, and you have this place to be 20. Okay, so this angle will give you 40, which is equal to 20 times 2, right? So there is another type. You may have to look for another place. Maybe this angle is formed here. This is another apex point. Maybe we can call this place Z. Okay, is another apex point because it's connecting these points here. Let's say this is B and this is C. All right, so the angle that is formed at this apex point here, please don't make mistake of using this angle that we have already used before. We are going to use this angle this time around. So if we say this place is 60, this angle here will be whatever it is. Okay, 60 times 2, right? 60 times 2. Just know that we are not trying to give you accurate numbers. We are making figures from our head. Okay, so this is what it is. We may want to check the next one, which is uh, the angle of a semicircle. So you have a semicircle when a line is crossing a circle into two to divide it into two equal parts, which is the diameter. So we say that any angle that is produced from the diameter of a circle is always going to be 90-degree. Okay, so we may even want to explain this further. This angle here is 180. Remember, angle on a straight line. And if you listen very carefully in our second theorem, if we have A here and B here and C here, A here is the apex point, isn't it? So the apex point is going to produce times 2 of itself on the opposite side of the 2 points. So this place is going to be 90 because 180 divided by 2 will give you 90, okay? So we may have to solve some simple questions about this. Sometimes they will give you something like this, and you may have this, and this place is y, and probably they come here and give you 45 and they say find y. Okay, in this case you already know that maybe they may not even have to give you any of these signs, and they will tell you to find y. So in this case, you already know that this place is 90 degree, okay, and total angle in a triangle is 180. Therefore 90 plus 45 plus y is equal to 180. So y is equal to 45. If you do this math, y will give you 45. Okay, so we may have to continue in the next one. And the next one talks about, maybe you have a little bit of a tricky stuff like this and this. Uh, this, okay, maybe you can call this place A, B, C, and D, right? And you have X here, maybe Y here. So what this setup is trying to let you know, maybe you can have a center of this circle somewhere here anyway. This does not really have to do with the center. So if you check the points, all the points here, points A, B, C, and D are all apex points, right? So angles that are produced by two apex points on any part of the circumference, maybe you have this line here, apex point C and the A, they produce this angle here is Y, and produce another angle here at B is X. They can even produce another angle here, and maybe we can call this Z, all right? Let's say, okay, Z here. So what this means is that Y is equal to X equal to Z. So every angle that is produced by two apex points on any side of the circumference of the circle is equal. But you must be very careful, because sometimes angle will be produced on the opposite side of the line. These angles are usually different from the other angles, okay? So we may want to go and talk about the last one, which is the cyclic quadrilateral. So when you have something like this, and maybe you have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, okay? So a cyclic quadrilateral is when you have a quadrilateral inscribed inside a circle, just like the figure you are seeing here. Maybe you have A here, B here, C here, and D here, all right? So this is a cyclic quadrilateral. What is it trying to tell us? They say that the opposite sides of a cyclic quadrilateral will sum up to 180. So if you have this x and y, it means x plus y is equal to 180, okay? If maybe you have z here and you have w here, z plus w will give you 180, okay? So this is what it means. You may have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Julian Dean Ho, or you follow our Facebook page so that you can get much of our videos. And you may have to help us and share these videos to your people. There may be someone on your timeline who will need this. Thank you for watching.